The Deadlights eyes.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
I'll play again.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
Killer Mom.
I'm just gonna bash you.
What's blood for? It's not
As
for
them
shit.
open the door! Yay! Welcome to 31 Days of Horror Movies 2021. I'm your host, Taco Tom Cruise, and with me I got a group for the very last film of this 31 days. Mari, Adam, Leslie, Allison, thank you for joining me on the final day. We're all here for one reason, right?
And one alone.
One alone, and that's to review the 31st movie that we watched this month, which was Spiral from this year of 2021.
My mental state did watching this.
Spiral, directed by Darren, Lynn, Bousman, written by Josh Stolberg and Peter Goldfinger.
Some sick fucks.
Goldfinger.
A criminal mastermind unleashes a twisted form of justice in Spiral, the terrifying new chapter from the Book of Saw. I appreciate what they're going for. I was like giving some homage to the Saw movies.
Yeah.
But dang.
It's
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great. Even down to the acting performances.
Yes.
And like mainly the acting performances.
Yes.
The edits were pretty bad too.
Yeah.
I didn't like that jump, like the time jump, but it was literally seconds, and I'm like, why did we have to do that?
Because they did that in the original Saw movie, and they used it effectively. But when they did it in this, it's just like, oh, you're trying to copy something. And it doesn't work well. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if the whole thing is like, this murderer is also a copycatter, like, I guess, like, the whole movie is gonna
This movie is a copycat. We live in a society where
We live in a society.
now like the discussion around police and violence is the police committing the violence against people and who can hold them accountable. And this movie's like, what if Saw held them accountable?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, let's kill a bunch of police people. I don't know if it really like it really explores the discussion much more than what if Saw did that though.
It was like super one-dimensional. There wasn't much to it. Like, the cops were like, we're a pack. And then, what's his name was like, fuck the system. And there was no change. No one was like, maybe if we do this, this will stop. Or, you know what I mean? It was just a very, like, we knew exactly where that movie was going. Even if we didn't, like, quite know where it was going, we knew where it was going.
From the top,
Make a drop.
That's some
we do get that first kill.
that's
And I think the thing is with these Saw movies is what makes it work is that there actually is a way to escape this. There's a way to actually live through this, but you're scarred. There should be some way to escape.
Yes.
I kind of felt like none of these traps felt escapable.
No way.
not at all.
That was the
Like
problem.
if this guy jumped from the ladder that he was on and ripped his tongue out, I feel like he would bleed out. Like immediately.
And
right
where
there.
was he going to go in the tiny tunnel that houses the trains? You know, he's going to get hit by the train no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
Yeah,
Which,
you're done.
I mean, is commentary on police and how they might be
That's very
proceeding
true.
is that even if you follow all the instructions, you could still be just killed because simply because you're in that situation.
Like, Zeke would almost get there. So that was what the hope was, is that someone would come. And instead of them being able to get out of the trap, it was that Zeke was going to come or someone was going to come save them. Like, there was no way for that in that plot line for a cop to have survived until Zeke.
And they introduced Zeke as honestly a huge asshole. I kept writing down that he's a shitty person.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking sucks.
He's like
He is.
he's like bashing Forrest Gump in the first scene.
I said,
He's specifically like shitting on Jenny for not wanting to sleep with him until she got HIV.
Right.
Which is like, what?
It's a theme that he hits on a lot during this movie and especially when his new partner comes up. He's like, I got a happy wife. I got a kid. He's like, oh, well, let's count down to when you're divorced. Or like, he was always shitting on that relationship too. He hated women, it seemed like.
I said, is this dude gonna get sawed for hating women?
Yeah.
That was my like first note.
There's no moment where you're like, where you see him do something like redeemable and good, and you're like, okay, so no matter what he does, he at least did this one
There's
thing.
something.
Yeah.
No.
But you don't see that.
And then also the whole part, they just really pushed backstory. When Zeke is at his dad's house and he's like, we live in the same building and we haven't had dinner together in a year. I was like, really? Are we going to sit here and just explain I have a bad relationship with my dad?
Yeah.
And then, oh, look, I'm going to make the choice to save my dad.
Yeah.
Like,
And though, every scene felt expository. It felt like and also, even when they were going, like, when he was finding these clues that will lead him to the next place, like, it felt like they were just, oh, this was the cop that ratted me out during this point. And then he was just, like, very, like, everything
story.
is surrounding you. Like, it comes to a point where it's, like, after the second or third murder where everyone realizes, like, it's surrounding him, Chris Rock's character.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
It's just, like, so laid out in front of us that at this point as the audience, I feel like we knew that already before they realized it.
Yeah.
we were like one step ahead the whole time.
I was like,
And I didn't like that.
It's the partner. The partner did it.
You wrote that at this point?
Like, when they find his body, I was like, that's not him.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Because they didn't show
Because they
his
didn't
death
do any
either.
kind of-
So
Yeah. So you're like, okay.
Yeah, that was the first time that they didn't actually cut
They
away.
broke the pattern and then we're like, don't notice.
What?
Yeah, they're like, don't notice
We
it.
kind of showed it.
It was too quick of a turnaround for our characters to start liking each other because he was so fucking intense. So I'm like, it'll take years for you to like let down your guards, not a day or two. Just because he has a family or whatever, like he starts caring for him. There was like no reason for Chris to like finally be like, yeah, I like you.
Yeah, when was that moment?
there wasn't.
Was that in Big Wong's?
I think so.
Something like that. I mean, there
I
was
think
a
it
point
might have been in Big. I think it was supposed to be in Big Wong's.
after
I
they
don't know.
meet the person that he put in jail, and they come out of the church.
Oh, the AA.
Yeah. They say something to each other, and like Chris goes,
Haha, buddy.
yeah, and they're like all
Oh,
buddy,
yeah,
buddy. And then
you
that's the
said
last
they're
time we
friends
see
now.
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like,
So they become friends, and then he instantly offs himself.
yeah.
Yeah. And then Chris Rock is like,
Chris
"My
Rock's
God,
Yeah.
My first friend.
my friend."
No. By the way, where's my dad? He hasn't been to this movie in a while.
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as he like missed dinner, like when he brought takeout or whatever,
Mhm.
I was
Oh,
like,
sorry.
okay, why is Samuel like he's just gone? He's just
Yeah.
not in the rest of the movie.
Mhm.
So
Because they also show flashbacks of when Samuel L. Jackson's on the force and he's like all pissed off at what Chris did because he ratted out a dirty cop, which he did the right thing to rat him out after he killed a witness. The witness was going to identify another cop in
okay.
a hit and run.
I
Or
was
like
not
he was gonna
following.
identify him in
Yeah.
killing someone. And he's like, yes, I will go on the stand. I will testify against this guy. And he's like, okay, boom. Because he was looking out for his fellow cop.
Buddies.
The traps were the first tongue trap, then the finger trap, then the
Wax.
wax trap.
Then-
Was there someone in
I thought
between?
there was something in
Glass.
between.
Is
The
there?
skinning
alive.
happened in between.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
count that
but
as
we
a
don't
trap.
see
I'm
that.
thinking about the ones that we saw. I want to hear everyone's least favorite thing to see of all the
To
traps.
watch.
I think the first one, honestly.
Yeah.
The tongue?
Yeah, the
Oh,
tongue and then
Oh,
the
the glass.
glass was
wasn't-
easiest one for. No, the blood was the easiest one.
the blood with
Samuel
Sammy
Jackson was
J.
like,
Then the
Samuel
glass.
L. Jackson.
Eh,
the glass is
that
not.
sucked.
I mean, it's less pleasant, but it wasn't as bad.
It was boring.
I didn't like the finger.
Sam's
The
like, I
wax
need more
wasn't
action.
Horrible, but when he takes
Yeah, that
the
was the
wax
worst
off,
part.
you're
Yeah,
like,
don't do that.
Why would you do that?
Then he
Don't
gives
do
her
that.
mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
I thought he was making out with her.
I would have bought that too. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
It was wild that he's giving mouth to mouth, but then he like sits back and instead of compressing
Like-
her chest, he's just like bam, bam, bam.
Immediately pounding on her.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, there's a blade
On the
Yeah.
back of her head.
Back of her head.
You're severing her
Yeah.
spinal cord.
Yeah.
Like,
While
as you're
she's
banging
dead.
on
I
your shot.
just was like,
He killed
stop.
her.
Was that supposed to be his moment? Was that here's
That's a
here's my
redeeming
take on
moment.
it. Was this supposed to be his moment in the movie that they thought,
He's
oh,
soft.
he likes women now? Because he's trying to
Oh,
like
I see.
Because
different-
he completely did a botched skin graft and then pounded her neck into paralyzation.
Mm.
Incredible.
Yes, like I'm not even kidding. I think that
Reasonable.
He's redeemed.
I think that they were trying to be like, here he is.
I'm not saying
I
this
mean,
movie
yeah.
passes the Bechdel
Yeah,
test,
yeah.
but does it hate women?
Yes. He literally saved no one. No one
No
survived
one.
any of those traps.
No one.
Yeah, nobody's
Not
And
even
including the final one.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
he's
Adam?
very ineffectual at saving people's lives because
Being a
he's
cop.
all about himself.
True.
He's narcissistic.
Which, you know who says that literally verbatim?
Mm.
Is his father
His
in this
daddy,
first scene.
his dad. Hey, you only think about yourself, okay? What a great thing for your dad to say to you. What
Son.
a great fathering right
my,
there.
My parents have said that a couple of times.
Yeah, because they're not thinking about you as a person who's frustrated with life and
You said
you
you
know,
need to go to the...
give you room to
no,
be.
no.
The thing that frustrated me most is the final scene where we see his partner like telling him his whole evil plan, and Mari goes,
He's
super
hot.
hot. He's super hot. And the thing is the movie thinks he's hot.
Oh, for sure.
The movie thinks he's hot. He thinks
Yes.
he's hot.
Yeah.
He's the first character in the whole movie who has confidence that isn't like self-hating or just
Yeah.
ugly.
Narcissistic.
Yeah,
and
narcissistic.
also, like, he's doing this all for his dead dad.
noble and he's like and he's got this like cockiness and like
The
I could swear
eyebrows
he's like
just-
chewing
The
gum
eyebrows.
at some point and he's like, all right, yeah, that's what I think. So what you gonna join me right now?
We're gonna be partners.
Here,
or
let me
what?
show you something. Come here. This is your dad. He's gonna die unless you shoot that little target thing, or you can shoot me.
And
And
he's
the
still so calm.
yeah.
He's literally leaning against the wall as Chris Rock is like pointing a gun between
It was
him and
so
his
hot.
father. And he's like, well, you don't got much time.
because
He knew,
this
he knew what he was going to do. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the whole plan, because the door was
Yeah.
had that attachment.
He knew exactly what was
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
That was gonna happen no matter what.
yeah.
So what are you doing? Just jacking off right now?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because the end result was gonna be the same no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait,
Like he knows
knows.
how it's gonna end. So
okay. I
there's
thought I
action-
missed something in the
No, no, no.
movie.
Not-
I was
not
like,
actually,
no.
You would have heard if that happened.
the spiral killer or whatever.
that's hot.
Call me Paris Hilton. But no, like.
I am weed.
And after that,
So that's the
But that's the
frustrating
thing,
thing
yeah.
about that is that the movie is like, okay, all of this violent, like all of these cops are bad because they're bad cops, and this guy killing the cops is good because he's taking care of the bad cops, and he only wants to kill bad cops. No, only the bad cops, and like the movie loves him and. It's the only character that the movie loves, but he's not giving any kind of performance that's fun or anything, and it's
Nobody
just,
is.
no
it's
one
like,
No one is.
oh,
What is it?
is this all you have to say about police violence? This is it? This is all you have to
it
say?
wasn't a well thought out message.
There was
No.
no message.
There
What
was,
the
yeah. I mean,
message?
there was no. I
The
mean,
message was we need to kill bad cops.
and that cops jumped to their guns. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like quite literally.
I mean, and that's what that last
Yeah, it
scene
was the
was
last
about,
scene,
where
yeah.
it wasn't even the device, quote unquote, that killed him. It was the cops that killed him
yeah.
because of the mechanism looked like a gun, and he was a puppet.
Yeah.
just for
And
this-
they could have.
I did not like that. I did not like that. That wasn't even like, are you serious? You're gonna rely on the cops? I mean, I guess he knew that they would shoot him, but it was just so like no.
And
no,
then they,
no.
I mean, another thing that like I think that I just can't help but think about is they didn't touch on race either.
Yeah.
And I think that especially casting black leads as police, like, you know what I mean? And like there was something to be said there, especially at the end. It's the black man holding up the gun, and like it just nothing was really said about it, and nothing was really. I don't know.
It's as if casting people of color
Was supposed to be.
the thing, and because they cast people of color, they didn't have to mention.
We don't have to talk about
it.
it.
We
Yeah.
don't have to talk.
Don't talk about it.
And I was like,
Yeah,
no,
that's
that
weird.
really misses the mark.
Yeah.
Like, it really
Yeah.
missed it.
Especially with everything that's been going on for the last
Right.
couple of, well, ever, but like these last couple of years of just the police violence and
They could have
Stunts.
commented. They could have commented. They made
This-
no comment on it.
This is 2021.
Yeah.
You know, this is a movie that is aware of what's going on.
Mhm.
And I think it was a poor attempt at trying to say something, but they really just didn't say anything at all. They were just
I don't
they
know.
were just using it to be a device in this movie, almost for us again to get to these trap scenes, to get to the torture scenes.
I'm gonna knock everything out.
It's okay. It's the last day.
Yeah, I
Knock it all over.
These were the shortest notes I've ever taken.
Yeah, I mean, there really was not much going on.
There was not much.
There was not, and in that final, I mean, just in general, I feel like Chris Rock's performance was very lackluster.
That's flat.
It
Yeah.
was, and there was weird moments of him like bursting out, screaming. To me, it didn't work.
I couldn't tell what his emotion was.
He was trying. I said he's trying so hard to
Yeah.
act. It's so cute. Like literally, you could see him just trying to be like, I am a serious actor. I am more than a comedian. I'm gonna do this horror movie, and it's gonna be my best work and whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I just don't think he was even getting any direction because
yeah, I mean,
you
the script, too.
you can get a it
Yeah.
might not be the genre of acting that he is used to, but you can still do something. He's not a terrible actor,
No.
but it just seemed like there wasn't any fucking director.
Well, he was the executive producer. He was actually the person
He-
that made this
Oh.
movie happen. He wanted this movie to happen very bad.
Well, that makes sense
No one was
as
directing
to
him.
why
Yeah.
nobody fucking told him that he was sucking so bad.
No one could tell him that.
Oh
Can
my
you
god.
imagine? Be quiet. Chris is coming.
I mean, the one person that could have told him that was Samuel L. Jackson, who was not bad at any point in
Yeah.
this movie because
No.
he never needs direction at
Because
all
he's
because
just-
he's just that good.
Yeah,
He's
he's
just
good.
that
He can do
fucking good.
any genre. He can go from comedy to drama to fucking rom-com if he wanted to. I don't think I've ever seen
I
him
think
in-
that in that first scene, it was tough just because the writing was very weak and it was very expository.
Yeah.
So he had to say those lines, but he still had the same L. Jackson attitude.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't in much of the movie, but the parts that he was in,
I
I was fine
loved
with
when
him.
he said "fuck you."
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything with "fuck," I'm like,
Because I
Yes,
can
Samuel.
also believe him as a career cop.
Yeah.
He has that kind of gruff
Mhm.
kind of attitude about him. Chris, not so much. I can't really
Yeah.
buy that.
Yeah.
Oh, also something to note, before we figured out who Jigsaw or whatever was, Allison was like, am I going to be, she said, am I going to be on Jigsaw's side? So the movie lays it out for you too, to be kind of questioning it. And then you get this sexy guy who's like, look at me, I'm in a t-shirt, black cutoff now. I'm going to talk about how I was wronged by the system.
Mm-hmm.
So the movie totally sets you up to be like, okay.
Did he do anything wrong?
Like,
Maybe.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
And I don't love that.
It's really trying to make you hate these cops that are being killed off as they reveal the backstory piece by piece.
Right.
It's trying to make us hate them, but by the end, I'm like, I still don't think that they should be
They've gotten
die. Like
Yeah.
this,
But at the
like-
same time, they never did anything that was redeemable either. And
Right.
so the kills
Yeah.
don't feel that important because I
Right.
wasn't connected to the characters
Not at all.
that just died. And it just was like, oh, okay, Chris, you failed again. And just like,
They told you everything, so you couldn't feel anything.
At first, the moment where we were thinking, oh, is it Samuel L. Jackson that's the, Jigsaw? I thought that the storyline was going to be that he was testing his son to get
Mhm.
back at him for the time that he fucked up.
Mm.
And that he was going to make him look like a fool, make him look like he was Jigsaw. I thought that's how the story was gonna go.
That sounds more interesting.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That sounds.
I
cool.
want a father-son
Yeah.
conflict of that.
Yeah.
Well, and they also
You
do
know?
this kind of like a little hint at something between like him and the captain, and maybe hinting at like, oh, wait, what do they do? Not even only like having a relationship, but like, do they get rid of people? Like, we'll take care of this, like kind of thing.
But like they're dead
But-
now too, so it's like if you want
Exactly.
to set this up for a second one, it's gonna have to be all flashbacks and like why would you want you
It's
Yeah,
just
the
gonna be.
movie-
It's just gonna be sexy Jigsaw running around. I guess.
There was a
guess I'm going to
lot of
opening night. I don't know.
I guess I have to be there opening.
I guess I have to be there.
Yeah, like I think majority of this movie was flashbacks,
Yeah.
and I
Mhm.
didn't care.
No.
I didn't care for anything.
They should have kept the woman alive. After they played that
quality,
flashback, I mean, they should have kept the woman alive, and then we could find out more in the next one because they're clearly setting it up for a second one.
Yeah.
But-
Little sexy Jigsaw gets away, and the no cops notice that the elevator
elevator
is
is closing!
And Chris was like,
screaming.
This is
"Well,
like they're and like
get
these
up."
literally those are his squad cops. Like these aren't just like random cops. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of weird that
So then I'm
you
like-
didn't, because also Samuel L. Jackson was this like big notorious cop. No one noticed that was him
Yeah.
right.
in the trap.
Because the statement is they see a gun, they shoot. You
Yeah,
know what I
right.
mean? Because
Yeah.
he got shot like 25 times. Like
Oh, he got
he got like
destroyed.
mutilated. There's nothing redeemable about that.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything good to say about
That's
it.
bored.
Honestly, just for his sexy Jigsaw.
He brought it up
Okay,
a
but
little
when
bit.
you say that, I picture the little puppet. like not.
Yeah, like, you're like,
Fucking
It's
Bob.
like, yeah, it's a little puppet head, but on like a
And
full
like
body.
Squidward.
like, yeah, oh my, it's literally like sexy Squidward.
I feel like there's a picture.
There's gotta
of
be a
sexy.
picture.
I'll bring that up.
Sexy
cut to
Jigsaw.
the
Cut to the
clip.
Oh
Cut to
my
image.
god, I'm so sorry, Adam.
Wow.
Wow.
They blur out his nipples too.
Yeah,
No,
It's too
why?
much.
Just like brilling out the man app.
You can't handle it.
Why?
You can't handle the
Why?
nips.
is
That's
hilarious.
bullshit. That is bullshit.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's a full picture.
Wait, there's a full body
Please
shot?
Well, he's
Screenshot.
got full nipples.
Screenshot and
Oh
send that in the
my-
Halloween.
It like
themed
swirls on his nipples.
Oh.
too.
Amazing.
Sorry, is it getting hot in here or is it just me?
Wow.
Getting
Big
jigsaw.
bulge.
Thank you all for being a part of this month. All of you have been here multiple times. And also I want to give a shout out to Richard and Tim and
Zach.
Zach and did we have any,
I don't know.
I said Richard.
Yeah.
Is that all? Is all the
People
people? Oh,
watch
and
that,
my
yeah.
dad, Tommy,
dad,
and
your
my
sister.
my sister,
Mhm.
Nicole, and my best friend Connor, who are all around here during the month too. So it was
yeah.
it was fun to share this with so many different people, and especially you all.
Really stabbed me in
Man,
the
that
eye.
movie really sucked.
No,
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa, boy.
Fuck
Like
that
Yeah.
movie.
So hey, thank you all for being here again.
Banter.
Please plug yourselves.
At Mari Duckler on Instagram, I sing.
Season 3, episode 4, wherever you can find podcasts. Next.
Is it good?
Are you good?
Follow me, Leslie, on Instagram. Yeah.
Acting classes. Get them. Get them spiral classes.
That's a sponsor for acting classes. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Acting
can find
Studio Chicago.
you can find me at Richie T on Instagram and check out Playground Socials, the studio that we're recording this at.
Right here.
This whole month we were recording.
Right here.
But until next year, one more time, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's get spooky. Ooh.